no more, but it's nighttime. It's about 11:32 where I'm at. It is, um, yeah, what a wonderful day. Yeah, we've had to spend time with Yahusha, Yahusha, man. Before we get started, I kind of just like got just a little announcement that I want to make. Kind of, if you follow me on social medias, that you'll know what I'm talking about. But this will be my last live on this page. This will be the last live that I do on this page, this Melect the Messenger page, because the assembly, like I said, me and my brother, we do teaching assembly, gifted to us by Yahuwah. Um, we made a YouTube page, and all of the lives and all of the videos that I do here, all the teachings and Bible studies that I'm doing over here will be moved over there. As we speak, I am currently working on moving all of the past videos that I had and moving them over there, just for just because this page is generally going to be used, is really just going to be used for my music, because it's kind of been hard to like mix and match too. And also too, we also have other people in our congregation, in our assembly, whichever one you want to call it, in our mishpachah, that we get. It's a lot of people with a lot of gifts. So over there on the Covenant Kingdom ministry page, we'll be doing teachings, Bible studies, whichever one you want to call it, worships, um, stuff for the Yeladim, for the children, teachers for the children, or either songs for the children, lullabies. What else? We will be doing just a little bit of everything. I ain't gonna lie, just a little bit of everything. So check out. I got my son up here, but check out the Covenant Kingdom page, Covenant Kingdom Ministries page. If you type it in, it's KOVEANT Kingdom. So that's KOVENE. so it's so that's KOVEANT Kingdom, Covenant Kingdom Ministry. Everything's gonna be moved over there. So this will be, like I said, this will be my last live over here. Ah, dang, I spelled it wrong. Well, dang, babe. You know what? Bump that. I'm just finna. You know what? We no, man. We ain't finna do this. Let me hold on. Wait. I just spelled it wrong. I'm with Goofy. I'm doing good. I'm doing good, y'all. How y'all day been going? Hold on. I done spelled it wrong, y'all. Don't give me a second. Oh, my bad. I butchered that. All right. It's all right. So y'all just now joining me. Like I said, this is the last live I'm doing over here on this channel. This is the last live I'm doing over here on this channel, because the assembly that me and my brother was gifted to by Yahuwah, and we started a YouTube page, and everything will be moved over to that page. My goodness, I got my son in here. So everything will be moved over to that page. So if you want to go over there, subscribe to that page. The Covenant Kingdom Ministries page is spelled KOVENANT Kingdom. All right, that's KOVENANT Kingdom. Yeah. So go subscribe over there to that page, and that's where I'm gonna be doing all my lives over there, as long as my brother will be doing his own thing over there too. You two, you have a good day. He'll be doing studies over there. We'll be doing scripture readings. Yeah. Pretty much a little bit of everything. Yeah. Pretty much a little bit of everything over there on that page. So, oh boy. So, all right, now that I got that out the way, shalom. We're here for the continuation of the Bible study. Hello. We're here for the the continuation of the Bible study that I did about, let's say, about a month ago. Don't quote me. Hold on. Let me not quote myself because I have no idea. I did I did that study how long ago? Sorry. Just make sure I wanted to make sure my dates is all right. Oh, I passed. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did about a month ago. All right. So yeah, I did a month ago. All right. So the last live I did the last study I did was Lust of the Spirit. Well, actually, that wasn't the last one. The last live I actually did was Seeking Yahuwah. So if you haven't checked that one out, check that one out too. But we are on Lust of the Spirit. Like I said, we're going back to that study because I didn't finish it. I never finished. I didn't finish it out. So we're gonna dive right back into this where we had left off. If you haven't seen part one, I'll say go look at part one before either on this channel or on the Covenant Kingdom channel because I already moved it over there. I already moved it over there. So if you want to check it out, then check that out. So the first, bro, I'm, you finna get put out, bro. You got about one more scream in your brother. You getting put out. All right, so lust of the spirit. We all know it's different types of lust. It's not just lust of the flesh, or it's not just like it's not sex. It's not just about sex. It could be gluttony, jealousy, anger, uh, you know, witchcraft, anything that you could think of that has to do with like being disobedient, because being lustful just isn't just like it isn't just about sex, but it also is you being just directly disobedient to the Father, to our Father Yahuwah. You know what I'm saying? It means you're being directly disobedient to what Yahuwah wants you to do. You know, lust is more so one of the things that you do when you want to do your own thing. It's what you want to do when you want to do your own thing. Not you're not just lust just because like, oh, it's just like it is a spirit, but you're not just feeling that way because of the spirit. You're also feeling that way because it's in your heart. Like I said before, anything that's in your heart, it then goes to your mind, and then it comes out as an action. So everything that you do, everything if it's in your heart, obviously we know that the heart is exceedingly wicked. So if the heart is exceedingly wicked, and scripture tells us that the heart is exceedingly wicked, what do you think our mind is going to do? Our mind is going to feed after what's in our heart. You know what I'm saying? The mind is just another part of this flesh. It's just another part of the flesh. So that's why we have to tame this flesh. This flesh isn't just something that just pops up every once in a while, and it just comes up like, oh yeah, I'm here today. Like, no, the flesh is here every single day. You have to die to yourself daily. And if you're not dying to yourself daily, then what are you really doing? What are you really doing? Are you trying to really seek the Father the way you saying you are, or what are you trying to do? You gotta kill this flesh on a day-to-day basis. Every day it has to be gone. You gotta be killing that flesh daily. So lusting after the lust of the spirit is one of those things that, like I said, I'm diving back into it. It's one of those things where you are directly being disobedient to Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? It's better to be, obedience is better than sacrifice. Obedience is better than offer yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to continue offering yourself up to, these deities? Are you going to continue doing that? Or would you rather be obedient to the Most High? Because less is direct disobedient to our Father. So, you know what I'm saying? So, one of the things that before we dive into scripture, I did want to pray before we actually did dive into the scripture. So, you know, Father Yahuwah Abi, we just thank you for giving us this day and allowing all of us, whoever joins this live, all of us to be here and be in tune with you, and want to be willing observers to seek you out. I pray that the people that this message reaches the people, and I pray that the people that join the live Abiyah, that they are not just hearers of the word, but they are also doers. And Abiyah, I pray that I am also a doer of the word, and that I'm not just hearing this, I'm not just reading these scriptures just to read them or just to look smart or look a certain way, Abiyah, but whatever flows out of my mouth, Abiyah, is from your Ruach HaKodesh. And I just thank you just for giving me another chance to do this and to be able to teach, and even for you to even give me the go ahead to teach and to continue on your messages, Abiyah. So we thank you when we say and we pray and we say all these things in your bond, in your name and in your bond, Yahushua Mashiach's name. We say and pray and say Halal Yahuwah Amanah. So after all of that, yeah, okay. So after all of that, all right, so we're gonna go to 1 Samuel 18. If you don't know, if you new to my lives or my channel, I do not subscribe to God, Lord, which is Lord is Baal. I don't subscribe to Jesus Christ. We don't subscribe. We don't say these names over here. You know what I'm saying? We Yahuwah. We is what the world would it will. I call what the world will call God. I call him Yahuwah. What the world will call Jesus Christ, I call him Yahusha. So if you hear me, you're gonna hear me. You're gonna hear me saying Yahuwah, Yahusha. Just know Yahuwah is the Father that everybody calls God, and Yahusha is the bond or the Son that everybody calls Yahushua Mashiach, is the bond or the Son that everybody will call Jesus Christ. So if you're new to this channel, those are the names we calling on, because it's better to know what you calling on than just calling out a title or calling out a name that was given to us. So that's what we subscribe to. Also, too, I don't read out the KJV. I read out of the Sefer, the Millennium Edition. I got you can either get the app. They have an app. It's spelled CE. Hold on, I ain't butchering nothing else. It's spelled CEPHER. You go on, your app store. You go pay for that. You could go pay for it if you want the one with the missing books. You could go pay for it. It's like $21, $22. I don't know. I don't know if it's the same all around, but if you want the abridged version is free. That just has the regular foundation of the scriptures, which is the first 66. So that's what I read out of. I know not everybody reads out of those, but I'm just here to let you know what I do read out of, so that there's no, mixing of what's going on and what's not. So, all right, so we're gonna go to 1 Samuel. We're going to 1 Samuel 18. We're going to 1 Samuel 18, and we read in 6 through 16. So this, yep. So this highlights Dawid. All right. Oh. Yeah, so if y'all not already there, we're at 1 Samuel 18. We're gonna read 6 through 16. So it reads and it reads, and it came to pass as they came when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistine, that the woman came out of all cities of Yasharal singing and dancing to meet Shaul with tabrets, with joy. Sir. Thank you. All right. With tabrets with joy, and with instruments of music. And the women answered one another as they played, and said, Shaul has slain his thousands, and David his 10,000s. And Shaul was very wroth, and the saying displeased him. And they okay. Are you done? Thank you. All right. All right. And Shaul, we're at verse 8. And Shaul was very wroth, and the saying displeased him. And he said that they have ascribed unto David 10,000, and to me they have ascribed but thousands. And what can he have more but the kingdom? So already right there, Shaul was upset because when they returned from the war, you finna get out. Because when they returned from the war, all right, they returned from the war, and David slaughtered the Philistine, which we all know is Goliath. He slayed the Philistine, and Shaul was upset because everybody in the city was going to David. Okay. Everybody in the city, they was going to David. They were saying, "Oh, David slew 10,000," and like they like, "Oh, well, Shaul he only slew what was it? A thousand? Shaul slain his 1,000, 1,000. All right, so they subscribed more to David. They saying, "Oh, David slew his 10,000," and they said Shaul slain that 1,000 men. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, dude, you already slain 1,000 people. So, in the war, okay, you slain 1,000, you upset because he slain 10,000. So now you looking at already looking at that. He upset because he wanted to be that winner. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be on top. Like he wanted to be top dog. You know how we get when we in the world, we like, oh well, it say you in a basketball game, man. You want to be looked at as that guy. You know what I'm saying? You want to be the one that hit that game winner shot. You want to be, or you want to be the one to score the last touchdown. You want to be the one that says, "Hey, I did this." You know what I'm saying? So already right there, the spirit of jealousy is in the midst. The spirit of jealousy is in the midst because of what other people were saying. It's nothing that David did. David didn't even do anything, and that's the crazy part. He humble, just sitting there walking, not saying nothing. Everybody else is he's upset because of how other people are looking at the situation. It's like the Kyrie Irving situation when Kyrie left Cleveland from LeBron because he wanted to be looked at as the guy. And then found out later when he went to the Celtics, he found out later that, oh, it's a lot of things that go into being the guy. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's one of them things like the spirit of jealousy was already kindled in Shaul. So now the spirit of jealousy is already kindled in Shaul or Saul, is already kindled in Saul. So he already was the spirit of jealousy was already in the midst, which means, all right, now you already, that you now that spirit can work on you. Now that spirit has entered the chat. The spirit ain't just entered the chat just because because Shaul didn't leave the door open. Now the spirit of jealousy was at the door. All he needed was the entrance. Well, you gotta remember, we got the keys. Us as these vessels can't open up without our permission. We give spirits the entrance code to our gates. We do. Don't nobody else do that. You know what I'm saying? Your friend down the street don't sit there and be like, oh, Bell finna let this demon in. You sitting there like, okay. You say, okay, you in agreement with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like concert, You go to a concert, you're in agreement with whatever these people are saying, no matter what they saying. You know that these people out here doing witchcraft. You know that these people are witches and wizards and warlocks and all these people. They got a bunch of sex demons on them, and you just willingly, all their songs is about sex or drugs, murder, all these different things, and you sitting there like, yeah, you're basically what you're doing is you're telling your spirit, you telling your spirit like, hey, I'm in agreement with what they saying because I'm gonna go to this concert. Like just because you went to the concert, you're telling your spirit you're in agreement. So now you're telling all their demons that's on them because these spirits transfer by touch, and you don't know. You go to the concert with tens of thousands of people, and you're touching people unwillingly touching people or just willingly touching people. So it's like you don't know anybody. You know what I'm saying? You don't know anybody. You don't know what these people been through. You don't know what these people are battling in their own existence. You just thinking, oh, I'm just out to have a good time. This is a great time. Yeah, I'm out having a wonderful time. But spirits hop through spirit. One of the main ways spirits hop is through touch. So if you don't know that, if you don't know that, then I mean, you know what I'm saying? You just got spirits just jumping. Now you wonder why things are happening. Now you wonder why all these different things are starting to go wrong in your existence because you're like, oh, well, I went to that concert one time. I had a lot of fun. But after that concert, I lost my job. The bills started piling up. Or I got my car repoed directly after that. You know what I'm saying? It's just a bunch of things that, we don't put two and two together. So Shaul left the door open. Shaul literally left that door open for that spirit to come in there. He gave access. He gave access because he didn't cast it down. What do we do? What do we got to do when spirits first? When that spirit first comes knocking at your door, you got to cast it down. You got to rebuke. You got to rebuke that spirit. You got to rebuke it. So if you don't rebuke it, then you leaving the door wide open for these demons. All right, we have verse 9. And Shaul eyed David from that day forward. So he looked at him. From that day forward, he said, I got my eye on you. He said, from that day forward, I'm going to watch you. So now he's a watcher. Bro, because now he's like, yeah, I'm gonna watch you from this day forward. I'm gonna make sure that whatever you do, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna see it. Now you just a monitoring spirit. Now you a monitoring spirit. Now you see how quick you just turned yourself into a monitoring spirit. See how quick that happens? Turn yourself into a monitoring spirit fairly quickly. You know what I'm saying? It's not just something that just happens. Like, no. I want people to stop thinking this is just something that just happens because, well, I mean, it does just happen because you're not watching. I mean, obviously, you're not watching, so yeah, it just happens. But also at the same time, it happens on your watch. So because you're not watching, now that's why it happens. You know what I'm saying? So it's man, look. All right, verse 10. And it came to pass on the morrow that the evil rock from Allur came upon Shaul, and he prophesied in the midst of the house. And David played with his hands as at other times, and there was a javelin in Shaul's hand. As Shaul cast the javelin, for he said, I will smite David even to the wall with it. And David avoided out of his presence twice. So, like, what did I say? What did I say before? What did I say before? Like, dang this. What did I say before? The evil spirits. If you don't rebuke or cast down these wicked spirits, what did Yahusha do when when his disciple was trying to tempt him? What did he say? He said, Satan, get thee behind me, man. He told him, get behind me, man. He told Satan, get behind me, fam. He rebuked it real quick. He rebuked that spirit real quick because he tried to tempt him. You know what I'm saying? So if from the moment that you see a wicked spirit and you identify it, like, oh yeah, this is a wicked spirit, let me go ahead and cast it down. But it's when you sit on stuff and you like, oh yeah, I feel this type of way toward this person, but I'll get over it, or I'll let it pass, or I'll let it go. Like it don't bother me that much. But in reality, it really do bother you that much. You know what I'm saying? It bothers you a great deal. So so because you didn't rebuke that spirit, you didn't tell that spirit to get thee behind me. You didn't tell that spirit, hey, I rebuke you, I disannul any contracts I made with you. You didn't do any of that. So now because you didn't do that, now what did that wicked spirit do? What did it say? And it came to pass on the morrow, which was the next day. See how quick that happens? The next day, on the morrow, that the evil ruach of Allur came upon Shaul. So the evil ruach came upon him. He didn't cast it down. Hey, boy, stop. I'm sorry, my son just tried to flip the table. Stop. Anyway, so that evil ruach came upon him so quick. What do you want to do? He wanted to throw a javelin. He had a javelin in his hand. He was finna smite him with the javelin. He threw it at him. And David avoided out of his presence twice. And Shaul, we have verse 12. And Shaul was afraid of David because Yahuwah was with him and was departed from Shaul. So now, and this is the part about being anointed. You can't touch the anointed, bro. You're not gonna touch the anointed. So now Shaul was afraid because he just tried to come against what Yahuwah got his hands on. So anything that Yahuwah got his hands on, it can't be touched because Yahuwah is pure. Yahuwah is pure. He got his hands on it. He got his hands on nothing can touch, and wickedness cannot touch something that's pure. If you're pure light, you're not gonna be able to touch. You're not gonna be able to touch darkness. Darkness is not even gonna be able to be around you. You know what I'm saying? So now, because Shaul tried to touch, because Shaul tried, to touch what Yahuwah already got his hand on. I can't kick you out because you just gonna come back in anyway. Because Yahuwah already touched, because Shaul tried to touch what Yahuwah already got his hand on. Now he's afraid, and it's not that he's afraid of David. He's afraid of Yahuwah because it literally said Shaul was afraid of David because Yahuwah was with him and was departed from Shaul. So Shaul wasn't even afraid of David. Yahuwah, and I'm saying this because I know the scripture says. Yeah, Shaul was afraid of David, but let's be real. We should fear no man. He was more so. He was not so just scared of David. He was scared of the spirit that was on David, and that spirit is Yahuwah. That's pure light. My goodness. Anyway, so he wasn't just scared of David. He was scared of Yahuwah, the spirit of Yahuwah that was on him. You know what I'm saying? The spirit of Yahuwah had his hands on him. So if David, all right, because Shaul was with him and was departed from Shaul. So not only was he afraid of David, but also Yahuwah took his spirit from him. He took his spirit from Shaul. So now, because you decided to touch what Yahuwah got his hands on, you decided to touch what Yahuwah already got his hands on, and you tried to kill it. Now he gonna take his presence from you. Like in Genesis, what does it say in Genesis? What does it say in Genesis? Man, Yahuwah will not strive with man. He's not gonna strive with man. So now that you tried to kill what he already got his hands on, he gonna take give me my spirit back. You don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need it, man. Because why? What you need it for? No reason, man. No reason. You don't need it at all because you just tried to harm what I put my hands on. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, verse 13. Therefore Shaul removed him from him and made him his captain over 1,000. And he went out and came in before the people. And David behaved himself wisely in all his ways, and Yahuwah was with him. Wherefore, when Shaul saw that he behaved himself very wisely, he was afraid of him. So, like I said, Yahuwah's spirit was all over David. Yahuwah was with David. So David started moving in wisdom. What is the beginning of wisdom? Fear. The fear of Yahuwah is the beginning of wisdom. So if you fear Yahuwah, you have wisdom. Wisdom is one of the greatest qualities, the greatest thing in this world that you can have. It's not gold, it's not riches, it's not money, it's not the connections that you have with men of this world. It is wisdom. Wisdom, knowledge, understanding that you have with Yahuwah. That is the most important thing in this world. You know what I'm saying? So because David was with Yahuwah, right? David is with Yahuwah. He's moving wisely. He behaved himself so wisely. So now that David behaved himself so wisely, Shaul was afraid of him because he knew I can't touch this man. I can't touch him. I can't get near him because darkness is not going to be near an outstanding light, a light that's brighter than the sun or the shamash. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not going, darkness can't dwell around that. So let's go to verse 17. And Shaul said to David, behold, my elder daughter Merav, her will I give you to be your woman. Only be valiant for me, and fight Yahuwah's battles. For Shaul said, let not my hand be upon him, but let the hand of the Philistine be upon him. And David said unto Shaul, who am I? And what is my existence, or my father's family in Yasharal, that I should be bond or son-in-law to the king? So he like, what did I do to deserve this? He he wanted like, what I do to deserve that? Why are you trying to give me your daughter? You know what I'm saying? Even though I was really supposed to stop at 16. I was supposed to stop at 16. But oh wait, I actually skipped 16. Oh, my bad. I was at 4. I read ahead. All right. We at verse 15. I'm sorry, y'all. Wherefore, when Shaul saw that he behaved himself very wisely, he was afraid of him. But all Yasharal and Yehuda loved David because he went out and came in before them. So he went out and he came in before everybody loved David at this point. Everybody loved David. Everybody loved David. So it's not like he could really kill him at that moment. It's not like you could really kill him because everybody loves him. So now if you kill what everybody loves, or you kill where who already has his hand on, so you can't touch where who got his hand on. You can't kill where who got his hand on. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. So now it's like, well, dang. Now you stuck between a rock and a hard place. And you don't know if you want to fight that battle. That's the thing. You can't really fight that battle like that. So, all right. So we're gonna go to we're going to 2 Samuel 11. So turn to 2 Samuel 11. We're gonna read this whole chapter because it's things in there that I want to hit on that stuck out to me while during the making of this study. Hope all y'all doing good today. Hope all y'all doing real good today. All right. Hope y'all at 2 Samuel 11. 2 Samuel 11. What did I say? Yep, 2 Samuel 11. All right, so, and it came to pass after the year was expired, at the time when kings go forth to battle, that David sent Joab and his servants with him, and all Yasharal, and they destroyed the children of Ammon and besieged Rabbah, but David tarried still at Jerusalem. And it came to pass in an evening tide that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house, and from the roof he saw a woman washing herself, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon. So first things first, he already in lust, as you can see. He already in lust because he seen a woman washing herself. He seen her washing herself, which means he seen her naked. Y'all know what the heck that means. He seen her washing herself, and he said, "Oh, that woman is very beautiful to look upon." The woman, it said, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon. So now he already, his lust of the eyes, immediately. It was no chance. This is only the second verse. Lust of the eyes immediately. So, verse 3, and David sent and inquired after the woman, and one said, Is not this Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, the woman of Uriah, the Hittite? Yeah, the Hittite. And David sent messengers and took her. Verse 4, and David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him, and he lay with her, for she was purified from her uncleanness, and she returned unto her house. And the woman conceived and sent and told David and said, I am with child. So he had a child out of wedlock. Now he's having a child out of wedlock. The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes turn very quickly to, you see how quickly the lust of the eyes just sent him straight into that. Now he lay with her. All you gotta do is inquire of her. You know what I'm saying? But it says what? And David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him, and he lay with her, for she was purified from her uncleanness, and she was returned unto her house. let's be real. If you know what I'm saying, he lay with her. Well, also too, he also lay with her. But anyway, he lay with her. He lay with her. You know. Anyway, and the woman conceived and sent and told David and said, I am with child. And David sent Joab, saying, send me Uriah the Hittites, and Joab sent Uriah to David. And when Uriah was come unto him, David demanded of him how Joab did, and how the people did, and how the war prospered. And David said to Uriah, go down to your house and wash your feet. And Uriah departed out of the king's house, and there followed him a mess of meat from the king. But Uriah slept at the door of the king's house with all the servants of his master, and went not down to his house. And when they had told David, saying, Uriah went not down unto his house, David said unto Uriah, uh, came you not from your journey? Why then did you not go down unto your house? And Uriah said said unto David, the ark of Yasharal and Yehuda abide in tents, and my master Joab and the servants of my master are encamped in the open fields. Shall I then go into my house to eat and to drink and to lie with my woman as you exist, and as your Napash or so exist? I will not do this thing. And David said, Uriah, tarry here today also, and tomorrow I will let you depart. So Uriah abode in Jerusalem that day and tomorrow. So David let him stay there. All right. David let him stay there because he's like, should I go back down the tents and you up here? You know? So, all right, we're at verse 13. And when David had called him, he did eat and drink before him, and he made him drunk. So, all right, right there, David messing up, man. Like, why you got him drunk? You got him drunk. He made him drunk. And at the evening, he went out to lie on his bed with the servants of his master, but went not down to his house. And it came to pass in the morning that David wrote a sefer to Joab and sent it by the hand of Uriah. And he wrote the sefer saying, put ye Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle, and retire ye from him, that he may be smitten and die. So he got Uriah drunk to set him up. You know what I'm saying? So he literally set the brother up. You know what I'm saying? He set him up. Hold on. Am I tripping? Yeah. So he got him drunk to literally set him up. So now he set him up and was like, put him in the hottest battle. That's crazy. Like literally the hottest battle. He didn't say just put him in a battle. Put him in the hottest battle. So put him in the forefront. Knowing he's not really you know what I'm saying? He's not really he's not the battle type. You know what I'm saying? So it says, put Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle, and retire ye from him, that he may be smitten and die. And it came to pass when Joab observed the city, that he assigned Uriah unto a place where he knew that valiant men were. And the men of the city went out and fought with Joab, and there fell some of the people of the servants of David, and Uriah the Hittite died also. Then Joab sent and told David all the things concerning the war, and charged the messenger, saying, when you have made an end of telling the matters of the war unto the king. So he just basically killed the brother. Like, y'all know, he basically just killed. Murder in plain sight. Murder in plain sight. But this is before camera. So murder in plain sight. Set him up. The most diabolical setup. He set him up. So, what verse am I? All right. Yep, concerning the war, verse 19, and charged the messenger, saying, when you have made an end of telling the matters of the war unto the king, and if so be that the king's wrath arises, and he says unto you, wherefore approach ye so nigh unto the city when ye did fight? Know ye not that they would shoot from the wall, who smote Avimelech the bond of Yerubasheth? Did not a woman cast a piece of millstone upon him from the wall, that he died in Tevets or Tavats? Why went ye nigh to the wall? Then say you, we are servant Uriah the Hittite almost is dead also. So the messenger went, and so that, hold on, wait. So let's throw a millstone. I don't know if y'all know what a millstone is. A millstone is like a big rock. I ain't gonna lie, it's a big rock. I can't really describe it to see. A millstone. Hold on, let's just look it up because I can't remember and I don't want to. A millstone is not something small. So a millstone is a very big rock. Hold on. A millstone. Yep. So a millstone or millstones are stones used in grist mills, used for used for crushing, or more specifically grinding wheat or other grains. So that's a big piece of rock. You know what I'm saying? They threw it from a wall. So they threw a millstone from a wall and then landed on him and killed him. That's diabolical. You know what I'm saying? Not it didn't kill Uriah, but it killed Abi Malak. So all right, so the messenger came. Wait. Yep. So we at 22. So the messenger went and came and showed David all that Joab had sent him for. And the messenger said unto David, surely the men prevailed against us and came out unto us into the field, and we were upon them even unto the entering of the gate, and the shooters shot off the wall upon your servants, and some of the king's servants be dead, and your servant Uriah the Hittite also is dead also. Then David sent unto the messenger, thus shall you say unto Joab, let not this thing displease you, for the sword devours one as well as another. Make your battle stronger against the city and overthrow it, and encourage him. And when the woman of Uriah heard that Uriah, her man, was dead, she mourned for her man. And when the morning was past, David sent and fetched her to his house, and she became his woman, and bore him a son, a bond. But the thing that David had done displeased Yahuwah. So, all right, couple things I want to just like relook over in the scripture was like David, and it's just every time you read scripture, you get something. Rereading the story, like, when you first read the story, you're like, dang, that's crazy how that happened. But one thing I did pick up just from reading the story is like David had already slept with her. So already he broke the covenant. Already she was pregnant. He slept with her, he purified her uncleanness, and she returned unto the house. So he literally sent her home. So she was a booty call. She was the booty call. That is crazy. He seen her from afar off, lusted her eyes. He then sent his messengers to go get her, and she came unto him, and he laid with her, and she was purified from her uncleanness, and she returned unto her house. So she literally went home after that. And then after that, she and the woman conceived and sent and told David and said, I am with child. So David literally knew, like David literally slept with a married woman. All right, he slept with a married woman. So already you in the wrong for that. All right, you in the wrong. You slept with a married woman, and you got her pregnant. So then you then devise the plan against another man to literally. You then got you invited the other man. You invited her man up to your palace to have the brother like dang near sleep at the doorstep. He slept at the doorstep of your crib, and then you invited him in. You got him drunk, and then you sent him to the I quote, the hottest battle, the front lines of the hottest battle, and you killed him. You knew he was gonna die. You knew he was gonna die if he would have went there. It was a setup. He set him up, and then not only after that, the woman mourned for her man. Sounds a lot like the modern day woman, does it not? Sounds like a lot like the modern day man, does it not? You know what I'm saying? The modern day woman, the modern day man, we still do this stuff today. So I mean, shoot, rereading it, I mean, it don't really surprise me, but like it kind of surprises me at the same time because they've been doing this. Our people been like this. You know, we've been the ones to set you up because we. Hi. Don't you stop. We've been the ones that want to set you up because, you know, you got what we want, or we are over our we just killing people over women. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't make sense. So not only David got her pregnant, he then got her man drunk, invited her man up to the palace, got it, you know, told him to go back home. He said, nah, I don't want to do that. He then got the man drunk, sent him to battle, and then he killed him. And then she mourned after her man. And then right after that, what did David do? He literally said, hey, go fetch her. She gonna come live with me. She gonna come exist with me in my palace. And she's gonna have my son. So you did all the stuff out of wedlock. And all of that displeased Yahuwah. Lust of the spirit, man. Lust of the spirit. Lust of the spirit. What he did displeased Yahuwah. So already, you know, he messing up. Already. But that highlights that story for that whole reason. So, all right. So next we're going to Matthew 5, and we're gonna start at verse 24. Matthew 5:24. We're gonna read to 39. All right. So now we got Yahusha talking. All right. So it says, and Yahusha went with him, and many people followed him and thronged him. And a certain woman which had an issue of blood 12 years and had suffered many things of many physicians and had spent all that she had and was nothing bettered. It was nothing better, but rather grew worse. But verse 27, when she had heard, Yahusha came in the press behind, and when she had heard of Yahusha, she came in the press behind. So she pressed out there. She literally was pushing. She wanted to be near him and touch his garment. For she said, if I may touch but his clothes, I shall be whole. So already her belief off the charts. Her belief is off the charts. She believed so hard that if she even just touched his garment, she'll be healed. So I shall be whole. 29, and straightway the fountain of her blood was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of that plague. And Yahusha, you know, that plague, you know, it's crazy. A lot, like I've said this before, in shorts, you know, we don't know that, I know a lot of people think like sickness is just something that goes on with the body. No, sickness is a plague. Cancer is a plague. HIV, STDs, plagues. All of these are just many plagues that's going on with your body just from your disobedience, from your lust, from doing what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Diabetes, plague. And sometimes some people just be born with diabetes. So now it's not even you plagued from birth because of what your parents didn't do. You know what I'm saying? So now your parents passing on. Now we got parents in today's time passing on plagues to their children. You know, think about it from that from that view, from that perspective. You know what I'm saying? It's not just like, oh, I'm just a little sick, or oh, I just got a little cough. Nah, you got that cough from being disobedient. Oh, the weather's changing. No, ain't nothing about the weather. You know what I'm saying? And you know, what are you doing? And you know what really taught me that? You know what really taught me that? Having children. Having children taught me that it's not just, hold on, dude. Hold on. Having children taught me that sickness don't just come by way of the weather changing, or you know, or you just being you know, or other children like touching your children, or us sick children being around your children. Like, all the sicknesses has a lot to do with your belief. Do you believe enough in your and Yahuwah, not yourself? Don't believe in yourself. That's humanism. Do you believe enough in what Yahuwah has done for you? Do you believe in enough in Yahuwah that He's gonna pull you through anything? Yeah. Because because even if you have, like, even if you got we got when we think about, we gotta think about it as like, um you know, Shadrach, that I can't remember all their names. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Like, we gotta think about that when they was all tossed in that fire. In the book of Daniel, when they was tossed in the fire, like, they had the belief that, oh yeah, I'm gonna be tossed in this fire, but we not gonna get touched. You know what I'm saying? They believed that the fire couldn't hurt them. They knew, I believe enough in Yahuwah that this is not gonna hurt me. You know what I'm saying? They had that belief. And you know, Yahuwah said, if we have a belief as small as a grain of mustard seed, you know, we can move mountains. We ain't got that type of belief. You know, a lot of people's beliefs is smaller than a grain of mustard seed. You know how small a grain of mustard seed is? I only found this out because I went to the store and I finally seen a grain of mustard seed. We have very little belief as people. We have very, very, very little belief. And a lot of people think, oh, I got all this trust in the world. Even even after all the stuff that Yahuwah has done for you, even like in the world, I've seen people get brute from the Most High. And it's like they still got very little belief. You know what I'm saying? Even smaller than a grain of mustard seed. But even the miracles that He does perform in their existence, they still be like, I got this for myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I did this. You know what I'm saying? They believe in them. They believe, we have been taught and trained them to believe more in our own hands. And I'm speaking for myself too. Yeah, because I'm trying to, you know, for me, I'm trying to get rid of that part of me. I'm trying not to like believe in my hands more than I trust in Yahuwah. You know what I'm saying? I'm still working on these things. But still, as people, we have been trained to literally believe in our hands. These hands right here, we believe in these 10 fingers, or how many fingers y'all got. We believe in these 10 fingers way more than we believe in the Father who made us. We believe in the Father who made us, who made the earth, who made the Shamash, or the sun, the moon, who made the stars, who made the waters, who literally flooded the earth, and then had it go back to, like, had it go back down. Like, you know what I'm saying? We believe in ourselves more than we believe in Him. And He made you. And He knows you better than anybody. I need a tissue. I need to. We believe in Him more than we believe in ourselves. And that's sad to say. You know what I'm saying? So, where am I? Where am I? We're going to 39. So I just had to put that in there. And straightway the fountain of blood was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of that plague. 30. And Yahushua, immediately knowing in himself that power had gone out of him, turned him about in the press. Thank you. Turned him in the press and said, who touched my clothes? And his Talmudim, our disciples, said unto him, You see the multitude thronging you, and say, Who touched me? And he looked round about to see her that had done this thing. But the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing what was done in her, came and fell down before him and told him all the truth. And he said unto her, Daughter, your belief has made you whole. Go in peace and be whole of your plague. While he yet spoke, there came from the ruler of the synagogue's house, certain which said, Your daughter is dead. Why trouble the rabbi? And he further, as soon as Yahusha heard the word that was spoken, he said unto the ruler of the synagogue, Be not afraid, only believe. Only believe. You know what I'm saying? There we go, only believe. Only believe. And he suffered no man to follow him. Say, rescue Kepha, or Peter, and Yaakov and Yehukanan, the brother of Yaakov, and he comes to the house of the ruler of the synagogues and sees the tumult and them that wept and wailed greatly. And when he was come in, he said unto them, Why make ye this ado and weep? The damsel is not dead but sleeps. So we have to we understand like when you die, you're not just dead, it's a sleep. He didn't call it, he didn't say, hey, she's dead. He said she's asleep. So understand like what this world really does when it comes to plagues, when it comes to people getting cured from cancer. Stop thinking that, and it's crazy because I know that they got a drug. Obviously, we all believe that they do have a cure for cancer. But you know what the cure for cancer is? It's Yahuwah. It's the Most High. Now, I'm not going to say and tell you it's anything else. I'm not going to say and tell you it's some type of medicine. I'm not going to say and tell you it's some type of holistic treatment. No, the cure for all these diseases is Yahuwah. Now we've all seen, and what makes people want to go get radiation is because people believe like, oh, people see those people who got cured from cancer by radiation and be like, oh, bet that's the only way I could get cured, not even knowing or not even realizing that maybe they had belief. Maybe they had a lot of belief that the Most High would get them out of it, even if they don't know who the Most High is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You have to have that belief. And you can't speak death over yourself. I will say that. You can't speak death over yourself. A lot of people get these plagues or diseases and immediately be like, yeah, it's my time. I'm like, now that you speak it out your mouth, it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? The power, life and existence and death is in the power of the tongue. So whatever you speak out of these mouth, out of these lips with your tongue, it's going to come to pass. It's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. If you believe on it hard enough, it's going to happen. A lot of people, they get these diseases and literally just know, like they just say, oh, yeah, bet it's my time to go. It's my time. My time's up. Like they damning themselves. Damnation. They're condemning themselves. Straight to death is what they doing. So, all right, y'all, we moving on to James 3. James 3, 13 through 18. Oh, that's Peter. Dang. This is crazy love. James 3, 13 through 18. All right. James 3, 13 through 18. But lust of the flesh. Because the lust of the flesh doesn't want us to believe. But the lust of the flesh will rather us believe in ourselves. So if we believe in ourselves and we have no belief in the Father who made us, then who are we? Who are we? You know what I'm saying? We're nobody. We're nobody. But that's what happens when you don't believe hard enough. You don't believe strong enough. Your belief is down. You know what I'm saying? The lust of the flesh come in, and like I said before, like in the last chapter, your heart is exceedingly wicked. Well, I said this in the beginning. Your heart is exceedingly wicked. But also at the same time, you can also let spirits in the door. You let these spirits in the door, man. You don't just they don't just pop up because they popping up. No, they pop up because of you. You know what I'm saying? They pop up because you gave them the key to the door and you let them in. So, all right. So we have James 3. James 3, 13 through 18. All right. It says, who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him show out of a good conversation with works with meekness of wisdom. But envy, if ye have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, esteem not and lie not against the truth. So he already saying like, if you already have envy and strife in your hearts, don't esteem it. Don't admit it. Don't be like, yeah, man, I know, we do a lot of times, yeah, man, I know I got, yeah, man, I know I'm jealous of this person. Oh, yeah, man, I know I envy what this person got, or I'm striving with this person. Like, don't acknowledge it. Don't lie against the truth. Don't lie against the truth. So it's a thing of pride because it can imbue and it can combine all. It can make pride come together with all of that. You know what I'm saying? So with all that, pride could come in. So especially if you don't accept the truth. So you could be on two ends of the spectrum. You could be that person that's like, oh yeah, I got all this envy and all this strife in me, and you could give it esteem. You could sit there and be like, I got it, I'm good. Or you could be on the other end of the spectrum and just be like, nah, I ain't got that in my heart. Da da da. I'm good. I'm good. But if somebody could see it, like I say, the fruit show. And if somebody can see the fruits of envy and strife on you, and you sitting there telling them like, nah, I ain't got that on me, you lying against the truth. You know what I'm saying? You lying against the truth. We are truth believers over here. So the one thing to be is humble. Like I said, who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness and wisdom. So you have to be humble. You got to be humble enough to you got to be humble to have wisdom. You got to be humble to have wisdom. What did Solomon do or what did Solomon do when it came to Yahuwah? When he became king, what did he do? He asked Yahuwah for wisdom. He asked for wisdom. He didn't ask for cars. He didn't. Well, they didn't have cars. But he didn't ask for money. He didn't ask for riches. He literally just asked for wisdom and righteous judgment. And what did he receive after that? Wisdom and righteous judgment. You got to be the meek. So meek. He was meek enough. He was humble enough to go ahead and do that. So we got to be meek, man. We got to be meek. All right, 15. The wisdom descends not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. So the wisdom of this world, the wisdom of the world, when you have envy and strife in your hearts and you esteem it and lie against truth, that wisdom is from the world. That wisdom is not from the Shemayim, it's not from heaven, it's not from the Most High. Yah, it's not him at all. It's not his work at all. You know what I'm saying? It's not his work at all. It's worldly. What does it say? The wisdom descends not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. So it's sensual and devilish. So now you evil. So it says, for every envying and strife is there. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion in every evil word. So with every envy and with every strife that you got, there's always confusion around it. So these are the fruits. These are the fruits. The confusion is the fruits. And every evil word. So like I say, man, watch people's fruits. Watch the fruit of people. Watch what comes out of them. You know what I'm saying? If you can tell, you should be able to tell somebody got envy and strife in their heart. Because then it's always going to be confusion around them. And if it's confusion around them, now you just like, dang, like, am I tripping? Or, you know what I'm saying? Watch for the fruits. Watch these people's fruits. And watch the work come out and you be able to tell what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? So it says, but the wisdom that is from above is first pure. So it's first pure. That's the wisdom of Yahuwah. It's first pure, then peaceable. So It's pure. So it's something that can't be touched, it can't be replicated. So now it's pure. That's what pure is. It can't be touched, it can't be replicated. Then it's peaceable. So what you always say, be peaceable amongst all men. You're gonna want to be peaceable. You're gonna want to make peace. You're gonna want to go towards peace. You're not gonna want to sit there and be like, bet I'm gonna if say if you get into an argument, with a person and they keep going and you just like and you come in them like, hey, I'm just trying to make peace with you. I'm not even trying to argue for real. I just want us to be good. I want us to work through this matter. I want us to be calm, collected, be able to talk it out. And they sitting there with all the but I just want to do that. No, you don't understand. You don't understand that. You see the fruits. You know what I'm saying? You see the fruits. So it says peaceable, gentle. You go to them gently. You go to them with gentle, with love and kindness, with meekness, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. So you can't be a hypocrite. You can't go to somebody and try to work out a situation and then call them out on something and you doing the same thing. You can't be a hypocrite. You can't be impartial. You can't be impartial. You gotta look at the whole matter. See, what we do nowadays is we literally look at half a matter and be like, yeah, that person was right because of what they did here. Not looking at the whole matter, or not even, what I'm saying? We don't seek out matters like that, like we should. We only go to one side of a lot of people. What they do is they go to one side of the matter. They hear from one person and then they automatically bet I'm on that side. Say you got a friend group. All right, you got a friend group, right? All of y'all cool. One friend, your one friend and your other friend, y'all they get into it, and you go to the one friend, and you only talk to him. You don't get the other friend's side, and he tells you what happened. Now you just straight up, now I'm over here with my friend. I'm over here with this friend, and your other friend looking like, but as you gonna hear what I gotta say? Nah, because what you did to him was bogus. You know what I'm saying? That's impartial. That's impartial. That's impartial because now it's gonna look like, I bet you've always had a problem with that one friend. You've always had a problem with that friend. So why you just so quick to just jump ship on one person? Nah, get the whole matter just so you can be a righteous judge. You can judge matters righteously. All right, it says the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace. So a fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace. So a fruit of righteousness. So just because you seeking peace, now you're righteous. Now a good fruit, a righteous fruit is going to be sown in you because because you sought out peace. What do you say? Baruch are the peacemakers. Baruch are the peacemakers, or which I would say is blessed. But I don't say that. Baruch are the peacemakers. You know what I'm saying? Be a peacemaker, man. Don't be sitting there and letting your flesh just get you riled up. Don't let the lust of your flesh just get you riled up and just allow you to take you off that path with Yahuwah, because not only are you stopping that path with Yahuwah and with Yahuwah and you got going on, but you stopping your Barakas. You stopping your Barakas on the back end, and now you can't get the Barakas because you want to sit here and be in your own skin, your own flesh. Yada yada yada. All of that. You want to do all these different things. We're not doing that over here. We're not doing that. We don't. That's not how Yahuwah work. Yahuwah don't work like that. Like I said, the fruits, you should be able to wash the fruits. Go reread James 3:13 through 18. Look at the fruits. So we're going to Galatians 5:19. Yeah, we're going to Galatians 5:19. Galatians 5:19 through 26. Ooh. Oh wait. Whoa. Hold on. Oh, I was gonna say, whoops. I clicked on the wrong thing. Galatians 5. All right, 19. What is that? 19 through 26. All right. All right. It says, now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanliness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, se- seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom. So if you do these things, these are the works of wickedness. These are the works of your flesh. You know what I'm saying? All of these things are the works of the flesh. We could go ahead and reread it. 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: idolatry, fornication, uncleanliness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom. So because so now if you lust in it, the lust of the spirit, the lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, the pride of existence. You know what I'm saying? All these things imbue like pride. Lust, pride is also a form of lust. Pride is a form of lust. You know what I'm saying? So all these things that you do out of your flesh is killing your spirit. It's killing your spirit, and we don't want to admit that, but it is most definitely it's murdering your spirit. You're murdering your own spirit because you want to be a part of all of this. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to idolize a rock. You want to idolize crystals because you want to read tarot cards, because you want to communicate with the dead. You want to necromance. You know what I'm saying? You want to be looked at as this person that everybody could go to, or you want to be looked at as this down to earth person who really isn't down to earth, because at the end of the day, you still really don't know what's going on. You still don't know what's going on. No matter what you do, no matter what you're talking about, no matter what all these people think, oh, you're so very smart and da da da. Yeah, you at this point, you're stupid. You're dumb. Because you lusting in your flesh. Because you want to be looked at as smart. You want to be looked at as down to earth. You want to be looked at as, oh, I totally get what everybody says. Everybody understand what I'm saying, or everybody they understand you from a worldly sense. And what did it say? What did the scripture say about wisdom of the world? It's pointless. It's stupid. It makes no sense. Wisdom of the world is gonna die. All these things you found out in the world, it's gonna go away. It ends. There's an end to it. There's no infinite wisdom that comes from the world, from earthly dealings. There's nothing that comes from earthly dealings that's like, oh, bet I remember this when Yahusha come back. I remember this when Yahusha come back. Nah, you're stupid. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. I ain't even gonna lie. I try to sugarcoat as much as I can, but I can't. But the fruit of the Ruach, we have verse 22. But the fruit of the Ruach is love, joy, peace. Hello. Hi. Hey. All right. Verse 22. But the fruit of the Ruach is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, belief, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law put in place. And they that are Yahushua Mashiachs have killed the flesh with the affections and lust. If we exist in the Ruach, let us also walk in the Ruach. Let us not be desirous of vain esteem, provoking one another, envying one another. So like I said before, if you dealing in idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulation, wrath, strifes, sedation, heresy, seditious, heresy, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a study on all this and such like these things. You are not in the ruach of Yahushua Mashiach, which they so claim that they love the Messiah and all this stuff, but they got all this pride and this envy in their heart, and they doing witchcraft, and they got idols in their house. They worshiping they worshiping a stone. They worshiping the cross. They worshiping crystals. Whatever the heck they doing. Whatever the heck going in the world like to do. They doing all these different things, right? They doing all these different things, but they love JC. Does that make sense? It doesn't. It doesn't. They believe in their own work. You believe in your own work. The lust of the spirit. You believe in your own work. The lust of the flesh. You believe in your own work. You know what I'm saying? Because the flesh wants your spirit. But the spirit wants to control the flesh. So they always gonna go there. It's never gonna be a combined thing where they just come together. No, it's always gonna be a battle. It's always a battle. It's always a continuous battle. No matter what you do, it's a continuous battle. You're always gonna be fighting. You're always fighting. It doesn't matter what you do. You're always fighting. You're always clashing. But that's why the spirit has to prevail. That's why I said, if we exist in the Ruach, let us also walk in the Ruach. So you have to exist in the Ruach to be one, to be considered one with Yahuwah Yahusha. You can't sit there and not walk in the Ruach and think that he's gonna be with you. Because he's not. He's not. Just plain and simple. So those are just spirits. Like I said, just look at the fruit. Look at the fruit of people. All right, Proverbs 14. 27 through 30. Sorry. Yeah, flee from the youthful lust for sure. Proverbs 14. Yep, 27 through 30. Yep. All right. The fear of Yahuwah is a fountain. We have 27. The fear of Yahuwah is a fountain of existence to depart from the snares of death. So, like I said, the fear of Yahuwah is the beginning of wisdom. The fear of Yahuwah is the fountain of existence. So, if you fear Yahuwah, you're gonna have a fountain of existence, which means you're gonna be what? You're gonna be existing, not just existing in the world, but you're gonna be existing in the spirit. And I can tell you right now, existing in the spirit is 10 times better than existing in this world that we got going on right here. You existed. My good son, you existing in this world where where it's gonna be devils. It's gonna be devils. It's gonna be all these other things. Shh. Be quiet. You exist in this world full of devils. You finna go with your mama. Anyway, you exist in this world that's full of. Oh no. Hold on. Hold on. Baby. Can you come grab it? You was asleep, wasn't you? Yes, you was. You was knocked out. Yeah. Can you come grab it, please? I'm finish. Oh, that's okay. Okay. Love you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you. Anyway, sorry, y'all. All right. The fear of Yahuwah is the fountain of existence. So now, because you have the fountain of existence in your corner, which is Yahuwah, Yahusha, he's the fountain of existence. All right. To depart from the snares of death. Now you're not calling the snares of death. All right? Now you're not in the snares of death. Now death isn't imminent, isn't sitting over you like, hey, I'm waiting for you. I'm just waiting for you to mess up. It's crazy because when I was in the world, I remember I used to listen to a lot of Tupac. And it's so much that the brother talked about death so much, I started to feel the spirit of death that was on me. I literally had to put that away because I was like, this is too much. I was like, this is becoming too much to where it's like now I'm sitting here looking at myself like, dang, when I'm gonna die? You know what I'm saying? I used to question, when is my time? When my time coming? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I also didn't have the fear of Yahuwah. So I was just doing anything. So now if you're just doing anything, you're not existing. And if you're not existing for Yahuwah, you're not fearing him, you just doing whatever. You just sitting here going to parties, you going to concerts, you just sleeping around with people, or you just out here doing drugs, you just doing anything, like anything. You're in direct opposition of the Ruach HaKodesh. You're in direct opposition of Yahuwah, and you're in direct opposition of Yahusha. So all right, 28. In the multitude of the people is the king's honor, but in the one of people is the destruction of the prince. So he that is slow to wrath is a great is of great understanding, but he that is hasty of the ruach exalts folly. A sound heart is the existence of the flesh, but envy the rottenness of the bones. So a sound heart. So a sound heart would be like, and I wouldn't say listen to your heart, but like, because the heart is exceedingly wicked. But it's how can I explain this? Give me the words, Yahuwah. Give me the words. A sound heart is the existence of the flesh. All right, so a sound heart is an existence of the flesh. So if you have a sound heart, for what it means to me and just how I'm looking at it, it would mean like, okay, Ma, I'm not looking to do wickedness. There we go. I'm not looking to do wickedness. Okay, how about that? I'm not looking to do wickedness. Yep, a sound heart. I'm not looking to do wickedness, but it's still of the flesh. So I'm existing by these things, by not looking to do wickedness or not envying, not having strife in my heart. So I'm gonna have a better existence by not having those things. But envy, the rottenness of the bones. You know what I'm saying? Envying gets down deep. It's down deep if you envy somebody. You know what I'm saying? So what we going to 30. Oh yeah, 30. All right. So we at Proverbs 27. Proverbs 27. Yep. Proverbs 27, 1 through 6 is what we reading through. All right. It says, boast not yourself of tomorrow, for you know not what a day may bring forth. So don't boast on yourself. Don't that's not for one, that's not even meekness or humility at all. So don't boast on yourself. For you don't know what tomorrow brings. You don't know what happens tomorrow. You're not gonna know if you're gonna even be existing tomorrow. So, just thank Yahweh that He give you another day. Let another man praise you and not your own mouth. A stranger and not your own lips. A stone is heavy and the sand weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. Wrath is cruel and anger is outrageous. But who is able to stand before envy? Open rebuke is better than secret love. So I would rather you rebuke me to like in the open. Like when it means the open, it means like not in front. Like don't rebuke. Like if it needs to come down to it, you need to rebuke people in front of people. I mean, obviously you go ahead and do that. But if it comes to like, oh, like you see your brother do something wrong, and you don't talk to him about it. You just go home and you sit there and be like, dang, I know that was wrong, but I'm not gonna say nothing about it. I'm not gonna say nothing about it. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let him ride it out, or I'm gonna let him, I'm gonna let him do him. I'll let him figure it out. I'm gonna let him figure it out. You know what I'm saying? That's secret love. because you didn't reprove that brother. You didn't warn that brother of his wicked way. You know what I'm saying? So now the blood is on your hands because you know what he doing is wrong. Say if your brother go directly against the script, he go directly against the script, and you don't tell him he's going against the script because you just like he'll figure it out. You got to warn that man of his wicked way. You know. All right, trustworthy are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. So it's like even if you openly rebuke somebody and they're your friend, right? They're your friend. Them wounds of a friend, like they can like those wounds can be healed. Cause yeah, you might hurt their feelings, or you might you might hurt their feelings, or you might like hurt their pride or their ego or whatever, or whatever. But at the end of the day, you can come back from that. Y'all should be able to come back from that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should be able to come back from any of that. But the kisses of the enemy are deceitful. So you can have somebody say you openly rebuke somebody, and then they got somebody in their ear like, oh yeah, yeah, he never, or they got somebody in their ear spreading lies about you. You know what I'm saying? They spreading lies, something that's not true. You know. But the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. You know what I'm saying? They listening to now they listening to some gossip that's maybe not even true. You know what I'm saying? So open rebuke. Hey man, rebuke your friends, bro. Rebuke your brothers, and they should be able to hear you because they should be humble enough to be able to hear you. You feel me? So we going to Numbers. Numbers. Are we going to Numbers? Hold on. I don't know if I want to use that scripture. Numbers 20. Why did I even put this in? We are not going to Numbers. I ain't gonna lie to you. No. Yep, we're not going to Numbers. Hold on. What do I have it go to? Yeah, no, we're not reading number 20. I'm sorry. We're not reading number 20. We're actually, you know what? We're actually gonna go to First Timothy. First Timothy 6. And we're gonna read 9 through 12. Alright. First Timothy 6, 9 through 12. Alright. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. So, like I say, just because you're rich, and we all know this, every rich person say this: oh, money doesn't cure everything. Money it doesn't handle everything. We all know that, but guess who still desires to be rich? The poor man. Guess who still desires to be rich? A lot of people today. Everybody today want to be rich. Everybody today wants to be rich, but don't know what, like, doesn't understand like how much Yahoo is protecting them. You know what I'm saying? Because you might get rich and you don't got no wisdom to handle the bread that you're getting. You might get rich and you might go spend all your bread on cars, or all your bread on money, or you might spend it on women. You know what I'm saying? You'll become you'll become the ugliest version of yourself because of your lust. Because of your lust, you will become the ugliest version of yourself, because money doesn't just, like, having a lot of money, it doesn't just make you, a lot of people, it does, he's in here with me, it doesn't make you a better person because you have money. Money literally money literally, like, bro, bro, money literally money will literally play on your heart. If you don't have wisdom, money will play on your heart. And you'll be sitting there like, oh, I got all this bread. And you'll want to do everything that you've never been able to do. You know what I'm saying? You'll want to do everything you've never been able to do. So if you grew up, you was always struggling, you was always, wanting cars. Like you say, you had a big love for cars. What's the first thing you gonna do when you get some money? When you get a lump sum amount of money, the first thing you're gonna drown yourself in cars because that's your lust. That's your lust. That's the lust. That's the lust of your flesh that you want to go after. That's the lust of your flesh. That you're like, I bet this is what I want to do. I want to do exactly this because this is what's gonna make me feel better. You see how deep it gets. You see how really like Hashatan really can lead you away. Or your not even Hashatan, your own heart. See how your own heart can lead you into destruction, into perdition. You know what I'm saying? It says, but they that will be rich fall into temptation. So when you get rich, you're gonna fall into temptation, which means now these demons are gonna amp up more because now you have the money. Now, so look, you was held in check because you didn't have the money to do what you were able to do. So now that you actually have the money to be able to do what you want to do, now them demons is like, bet we gonna knock on your door. We gonna wait there until you crack. We gonna wait till you leave a crack open in the door, and then we gonna go right through, and we're gonna be able to infiltrate your mind, infiltrate your heart, infiltrate everything that you got going on. We gonna be able to do all that. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So it says, which drown men, her, uh, ah, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts. So I'm not telling y'all to not want to be sustained, but also at the same time, who sustains you? The Most High Yah. There you go. The Most High Yah sustains you. So it's not that you sustain yourself, it's that the Most High sustains you. You have to have the belief, as small as a grain of mustard seed, to be able to know that, hey, he's going to do what he said he's going to do, because his word doesn't come back void. His word never comes back void. Even that's a commandment, though. Even you can't turn his name to not. Like, don't turn his name to nothing. So that's Exodus 20. So don't turn his name to nothing. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. But like I said, you fall into temptation, and you'll fall into. It says, and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts which drown men. You're gonna drown your own self and your own desires. That's what you're gonna do. Guarantee you. If you were a man that, if you were a man, and if you're a man and you love women. You love women growing up. You was a ladies' man growing up, or you were a womanizer growing up, because that's what it really is. You was really just a womanizer. Which is the first thing you're gonna do when you have bread? You're gonna go spend your money on women. That's the first thing you're gonna do. Or if you always wanted the latest fashion of clothes, what you gonna do? You gonna go as soon as you get bread, a good amount of money. You gonna go to the store. You gonna splurge on a whole bunch of clothes that you know damn well you probably ain't gonna wear. You gonna spend half of that money on that. You know what I'm saying? You can spend that money on that. Because that's your lust. You know what I'm saying? Men will give it to their lust. Men will drown in their lust. So this is what I'm saying. Lust of the spirit, lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, part of existence. All these things is what I'm just trying to say. Like, we just gotta get a hold of. We gotta get under control. You know what I'm saying? This is why Yahweh had me do this. I'm grateful Yahweh had me do this study. But we can't be like that. All right, verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith, from the belief, and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. But you, O man of Allure, so man of Allure, you, O man of Allure, flee from these things, and follow after righteousness, virtue, belief, love, patience, meekness. Fight the good fight of belief. Lay hold on eternal existence, whereunto you are also called, and have professed a good profession before many witnesses. So look, fight the good fight. So look, we have to remember, man, that the reward is not here. The reward on this earth is not here until the Shemayams come down. That's the reward. Our reward is up there. Our reward is above the firmament. That's where our reward is. You know what I'm saying? Our reward is not here. So don't sit there and be coveted over yeah, we ain't talking about that right now, so I understand what you're saying. Anyway, I totally get what you're saying though. Appreciate that, sir. But all right. Yeah. So anyway, fight the good fight. Believe that our reward is not here. Our reward is not in this time. Our reward is when the Shemayos come down and the meek shall inherit the earth. That's where our reward is at. Our reward is not here. So don't be covetousness. Don't be covet. Ah, don't worry about what these people got going on now. Don't worry about what these people got going on now, man. Don't worry about what they got going on. See, we so worried about what these celebrities got going on and how they living their or how they're existing and how they look like they got all this money and how they look like they're having the best time of their existence. And that because that's really what the world wants us to do nowadays. They want everybody to have their best existence. They want, live it up while you're here. Because when you're gone, you ain't gonna be able to do that. Well, yeah, how about this? How about I would rather be born again. I'd rather be risen up from the dead and be made into an incorruptible being. How about that? How about I would rather have eternal existence, man? I'd rather exist forever versus just existing for the time being now. How about that? How about I would rather do that? I would much rather do that than sit here and be like, oh yeah, bet I'm a I'm gonna get all this money right now and have all this worldly stuff and put that above Yahweh. Because the moment that we put these things above the Most High Yah, what happens? That's where the snare comes in. See, I don't even know. That's where the snare comes in. You'll drown yourself trying to fill yourself with these real worldly lust and things and all these things that you want to do. All these things that you want to do does not matter. I promise you, it really doesn't. What really matters is what Yahuwah wants you to do. And whatever Yahuwah wants you to do, that's what matters. You know, that's what really matters, man. We can't do what we want to do, and a lot of people find themselves doing what they want to do because they don't want to adhere to the decisions of the Most High that the Most High gives them. The Most High tell you not to move. What you do, you move. All right, bet. Now you finna get plagued out. Now you getting plagued out because I told you not to move and you did the exact opposite. Or, hey, I told you, when he told Lot to leave the city. Don't look back. What does wife do? She looked back. We don't know her name, but she looked back and turned to a pillar of white spice because because she was looking back on what she had in Sodom and Gomorrah, which was exceedingly wicked. That's why he destroyed it. So all these things, man, lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, temptations, the pride of life, the pride of existence, all these things, man, the love of money, the love, being coveted over people. We breaking all commandments. We just breaking commandments like it ain't nothing. We breaking commandments like he never gave it to us. We breaking commandments like we are Gentiles. Like we're the other nations. We breaking commandments like we the other nations who he never gave the Torah to, but he gave he gave the Torah to his people. To his people, his tribe, the tribe. He gave the Torah to his people, which said we will do. And did we do? No, we didn't because we're here. In Deuteronomy 28, we're here. You know what I'm saying? We're here. So did they keep the covenant? No, they didn't. So look, man, all I'm saying is, man, don't be lustful. Don't want, don't desire, don't want to try, don't want to do your own desires over the desires of what Yahweh is asking you to do. because it's not like he asks you to do much unless it comes to be a real test, and then he asks you to give up something that he knows is gonna cause harm later, or he knows that you're gonna drown yourself in because you don't want because or it will take you away from him. You know, he's a very caring father. He really is a very caring father, and he really does not want to see his children go through certain things, but because we choose to go through certain things because of our pride, or well, because of our pride and our ego and all these different things, we're hard headed. We're stiff necked people. You know what I'm saying? So last verse, Hebrews 13, and then we done with this study, and I appreciate y'all. Uh, Hebrews 13, 1 through 8. All right. All right. So it says, let brotherly love continue, not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained Malachim or angels unawares. Remember them that are in bonds, as bond with them, and them which suffer adversity, as being yourselves also in the body. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers Alua will judge. Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. So when he says, let your conversation be without covetousness. So you know how you just how we regularly talk. You know, we may regularly talk with our friends and be like, oh, hey bro, you seen old boy on the block, he had, he just got himself a Lambo. Oh, where he got a he got a Lambo? That's crazy. So instead of us being joyful, instead of you being joyful for him, you like, man, I always wanted a Lambo. So now because you always wanted a Lambo, then that conversation could go left. Now your friend like, hey man, I know where he be at all the time. See, now you see how quick that you left the door open. You left that door open real quick. So now you like, man, I always wanted a Lambo. Oh man, I know where he be at. That's you left the crack. So now the demon, bam, kicking in the door. Now the demon kicking in the door. Now he like, hey, I know where he be at. Where would he be at? Oh, he be over here all the time. And I know where he be at. I got a gun. We could go rob him. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how these spirits think. It's not just it's not that these spirits are literally just sitting there like spirits are, man, look, they're deceitful. They conjure up things that literally will make you do stuff that you don't know how many people, like, think about how many people have killed somebody and then after they kill that person, they're like, I don't even know why I did that. Spirit, wicked spirit, bro, monitoring spirit. So now because you and your friend, y'all left open the door. It's crazy because I was gonna read Genesis 4, but I decided not to. so because look, so because you know what, we're probably gonna read Genesis 4 after this. So because you decided to leave that door open, now that spirit is like, bet this what we gonna do. Hey, let's do this. We already got a weapon, so let's go rob them. You know what I'm saying? That's how these spirits think. These spirits really think like that, and it's just like, so now you sitting there, now you're enticed. Now the spirit's only saying these things to see how far you gonna take it. How far are you willing to go to take something from somebody? How far are you willing to go? You know what I'm saying? How far are you willing to go? So that's why it says, let your conversation be without covetousness. So don't be, you know what I'm saying? Like we gotta have more righteous conversations, man. Man, look, you don't know how many people I meet and it just sounds like people are just so envious of, like, it's like never a day where people are not envious of what somebody else got going on. You feel me? People getting the man, look. Uh, oh boy, I could tell some stories. But all right, let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. So be grateful for what you have. Because yeah, that man might have a Lambo, but also at the same time, when that Lambo break down, you know how expensive them parts is, and if buddy ain't got the parts to fix that car, he ain't got the money to fix that car. He's either gonna sell that car, or he's more than likely gonna sell the car for sure. So like you gotta think.